Good afternoon, everyone. Sawasdee krap, and thank you very much for joining us for this exciting panel discussion on health tech and advanced therapeutics, a potential new S-curve for Thailand's healthcare industry. I think we would all agree that Thailand's healthcare sector has been on a remarkable journey over the past few decades, from establishing itself as a global leader in preventive population health, having the region's first universal healthcare public system, to having world-class private medical networks, providing best-in-class medical care and pioneering medical tourism, which has been an economic boom for Thailand, and having impressive world-class medical institutions as well. But undoubtedly we face challenges, perhaps because of these excellent care we've been providing. We are having increases in non-communicable diseases, an aged population, unavoidable medical inflation leading to pressures on costs of healthcare, human capital shortages, which is evident from all industries from what we've heard today, but especially more prevalent in our industry, especially post-COVID, and intense competition from our neighbours for the lucrative medical tourists. So today the question is, can some of these challenges be overcome by adoption of new health technology, AI, and advanced therapeutics? And more so, can some of these solutions be homegrown and adopted and potentially be exported overseas and be the catalyst for the next S-curve for Thailand's healthcare industry? To explore this, we're very lucky to have with us three remarkable panelists, all doctors, all deeply involved in research and innovation. And I'll just hand over to each of the panelists now to please briefly introduce themselves and tell us all what's the one thing that excites you most about healthcare innovation right now. Please, I'll start with Ajahn Kongkiat krap.
Sawasdee krap. Kongkiat Phatra. I'm the CEO of Bangkok Group number 3 and number 6. Which is in the eastern part of Thailand and in the south Thailand. So, for the first round, for me, I think in terms of perspective to look at the healthcare industry in Thailand, I think it's two components. One is our doctor and medical personnel. We have a very high competency. Many of us, like Professor Sith, graduate from abroad. And with this competency, and we keep update in terms of knowledge and skill all the time. So it's bring us to a level of expertise in medical service. And another unique thing that I found when I travel around, Thai medical personnel, we have high compassionate. When we care, it means we really care. We not just, this is my duty. 4 p.m., that's it. So this community and compassionate is working together very well in this context. And it brings us to the frontier of the healthcare service in this region and maybe in the world. It's like a landmark for the healthcare service in the world also. So this is my reflection on the healthcare industry of Thailand. I still have some big hope on that we can leverage on this for the future.
Thank you, Ajahn. Maybe next, Dr. Kit. So, brief introduction, and then what, in your perspective, has led to the success of the healthcare industry in Thailand up to this point?
Right. My name is Kit Parchariyanon. I'm wearing two hats. So one is the co-founder of RISE, which is a consulting firm helping large corporate doing crazy things. Our mission is to help raise 1% of GDP for Thailand and Southeast Asia. So I think our country needs more than that right now. 1% is not enough anymore. And on the other hand, for RISE, we also incubating like thousands of startups in the past 9 years. So we working with a lot of startups globally. On the other hand, I'm also running the fund called SeaX Venture, which is the deep tech fund investing in early stage startup globally, mostly in the US, but then trying to bring this technology to help our country. Maybe the first question that Dr. Nam asked about what I'm exciting the most right now, drawing from the word from Mr. Demis Hanabas, who is the CEO of Google DeepMind, right? He said everything in healthcare in the next 12 months is going to be accelerating so fast. So you never seen something like this before, which means drug discovery in the past, it would take like 5 years in order to develop the molecule until you be able to do the clinical trial. Today, all of that shortened into only 12 months. So that's kind of like something that I'm really excited about. And just to follow up with another question on the Thailand scene right now, I think we super aligned with Dr. Kongkiat that we have everything here that we're ready to explore in terms of healthcare. We have great doctors. We have the first JCI accredited hospital, the first one, and also 62 hospitals already accredited, right? So I think we are ready, but then we discuss more like why it's not happening right now, just yet.
I think it might be even more than 70 now in Thailand that are JCI accredited. Yes, next, Professor Sith, I'll ask the same question to you. What's most exciting for you right now, and from your public healthcare perspective, what's led to the success of our industry so far?
Thank you, Dr. Nam. So my background, I'm a Vice Dean for Research and Innovation for the Faculty of Medicine, Siriraj Hospital, so one of the largest medical center in Southeast Asia, and certainly the biggest medical school in Thailand. So my role is to overseeing the research support and also try to put together the strategies and policy to drive our research and innovation for our researchers, faculty, staff, to drive Siriraj to become the world-class medical institute, at least, top 100 medical school in the next 5 to 10 years. So I'm still practicing medicine. I'm a neurologist by training, so I still see patients and also do research and innovation myself, try to develop, diagnosis and diagnostic tools and also therapeutic modalities for cancer, particularly for brain cancer, which is my, focus. So in terms of what are exciting about now in the medical field, in the health technology and also medicine, I think two things. First is AI that currently transforming the way we work, education, research, and also clinical services. And the second thing is, cell and gene therapy, which is, the other name is Advanced Therapy Medicinal Product, or we call, in short, ATMP. And as some of you may know, that at least 20 cell and gene therapy products have been approved by the US FDA since 2017 until now. And the number keep increasing, either indication or the new gene therapy and cell therapy products. So in Thailand, we're working towards that. So hopefully this session, we will learn more about that, and we get more investment on these so that it will push us to the next S-curve of the medical industry. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sith. Ajahn Kongkiat, yes, you left us hanging before. You said you have some hope. We have a good foundation, but just in your view, what's missing at the moment,
I'm so glad that I heard that our leading your medical school would like to move on AI and gene and cell therapy. For me, I foresee the healthcare in Thailand is made like an automobile industry. We was have a renowned ourselves as the Detroit of the Asia. But when we look at the Detroit in US, now it's empty city. So it's also that for me, as a doctor, I have a very good hand. So I provide care to the patient. But the rest out of my hand, I have to buy everything. Even the knife, the suture, the IV, all the things that I have to import. So it means that if I want to leverage the outcome of the patient, I have to buy more. I have to import more. But in the era of AI and gene and cell therapy, I think now we are in the ascending of the curve. Everyone in the world is just the same start. And the nice thing is the cost to leverage is low enough. It's not the big things and like $1 billion of US dollar time to invest. So it means that if we can catch up this ascending curve, we can have a chance to get the new S-curve of healthcare service. Another thing is, as I heard that a lot of doctor, engineer, and even the AI engineer, Thai team is very good. I just met one of PhD who come from Google Health, Voodoo Medjema, who is in the team at Google doing that. And he decided to throw away his money and come back to Thailand. And he want to make Thailand great again. Now he works in Siriraj hospital. So it means that we will have a new team to make Thailand great again and again.
That's great to hear, Kapachan. So I guess to summarize, your point is, we've been known as great providers of healthcare, but perhaps the tools that we've needed to care for our patients, we've had to import. But perhaps the seeds or the foundations are already here, and with the AI and adoption of technology, that can be accelerated, and it's a level playing field, so that we may not necessarily need to be importing everything, but be able to generate some of these solutions homegrown. And I think you've got some great examples, Professor Sith, especially in Siriraj, which is at the forefront of innovation and research, and actually implementing that into routine for patient care. Perhaps I'll throw to you next to explain more about this.
Sure. Thank you. Can I have my slide, please?
Slide, please.
Okay, so this one. Okay, so Siriraj Hospital, Faculty of Medicine, or Siriraj Medical School, we are part of Mahidol University, as you know, and we are, health science university. So our strategic innovations for the whole university, involve the areas concerning health. And as you can see here, from drugs, from cell therapies, biologics, vaccine, to diagnostic medical device, precision medicine, genomics, AI, so on and so forth. And also food for health as well. And this is actually the photo of the research building on the left, as you can see here, next to the private wing, so-called Siriraj Maharaj Government Hospital. So this research building is 12-story building dedicated for research and innovation activities. And for flagship innovations at Siriraj Hospital, I would like to show you 4 of them today. First is the AI. Second is the mobile stroke unit. Third is genomics and other omics technology and precision medicine. And the last one, but not least, is the cell and gene therapy, or ATMP. So the story of AI in medicine at Siriraj actually started back 6-7 years ago when we started working with a startup company, a Thai startup company called Kespechara. And actually, they were developing AI algorithm to try to read the radiology images. And since we work with them, now we train this AI with more than million samples. And now we can use this with accuracy of more than 90% and is under registration for Thai innovation list, and which is gonna go in turn covered by the universal health coverage. And this technology has been licensed to BDMS and to other hospitals in Thailand, and also now is gonna go to public hospital as well. So this year we are setting up a new medical AI center that focusing on AI in radiology images like this. We try to train them to learn how to detect breast cancer, to detect brain bleeding from the CT scan, AI pathology to better characterize the sample that we do take out from the patient, like tissue tumors. And actually we can train AI to subcategorize or subclassify of the tumor entity according to the molecular classification as well. And AI in clinical practice ranging from diagnosis, treatment decision supports, and also the one that's probably going to help a lot of us here in Thailand is the ambient scribing, because the busy schedule, the large number of patients we have to see each session. So if we have this technology to help us and put it into electronic health record, that would be a very good start for patient care and also for research in the future as well. So the second innovation that I want to show you is the mobile stroke unit. So this actually started approximately 5 to 7 years ago as well. So our neurologist, stroke neurologist, Professor Yongchai in the picture, as you can see here. So he has an idea that because of traffic is bad in Bangkok, so a lot of our patients cannot come to the hospital in time to get the treatment for stroke, the blood vessel blockages in the brain that cause disability and mortality in patients. So we built this truck in collaboration with Faculty of Engineering, Mahidol University, and we put a CT scan, as you can see in the picture in the middle lower panel. And we can go get the patient with suspected stroke on these truck, scan, and then send images to neurologists. And then if it fits with stroke, we can give the thrombolytic agents, the drug, try to lyse the clot, or we can send the patient to the hospital sooner. And this been shown in our research that we reduce time to treatment by 50%, increase in rate of specific treatment for stroke about 3 times, and also 2-fold decrease in stroke-related disability. And these technologies being used, in several parts of the country, and now it's gonna be, used more number of hospitals, across Thailand. The third technology is about genomics and multi-omics and precision medicine. As you can see here, so we have different layer of omics technology from gene, also called genomics. We have RNA, which is the part that from gene to protein in the cells, called transcriptomics, proteomics. Metabolites in the cells or cellular chemicals in the cells called metabolomics, and phenomics, which is shaping us that look like this. And at Siriraj, I think we have a luxury of talents in all the omics technology here. And we serve as a national cancer genome testing and interpretation center. So we get samples from all over the country to sequence, to know the gene abnormalities so that we can inform the right treatment to our patients. And this service has been up and running. And the top panel on the right, and we are a pioneer in this new technology third generation sequencing or next generation sequencing. As you can see, these technologies handheld. So basically, we can sequence or do gene sequencing anywhere. This is so-called long-read sequencing, and the picture that's shown here is the Oxford Nanopore technology. And we are a center of excellence for Oxford Nanopore in Thailand. So, it has implication for cancer, infections, and drug allergies. And this is important, for example, drug allergies. So we can test the drug when we are healthy like this. And we have a passport for ourselves that what kind of drugs that we have a risk to be allergic to. And this can be, kept with you, in your phone, in your pocket. And when you go to the hospital, you can tell the doctors, here's the list that the drug that, we should not be given. And this technology has been, licensed and collaborate with BDMS group, the N-Health group, so that will increase the access of these technologies to people. Cell and gene therapy or ATMPs. So at Siriraj, we have different research surrounding these cell and gene therapies. As you can see on the bottom left, we have people that work in induced pluripotent stem cells, mesenchymal stem cells, different kind of stem cells, and also some blood cells that we try to help with the disease, for example, limb ischemia, degenerative arthritis, diabetes, eye injury, and try to use this stem cell to make a blood product so that we won't have shortage of blood, when the donation is less. CAR T cells and immunotherapy. As you know, this being a Nobel, Prize technology, and CAR T cells has been used to treat blood malignancy, blood cancer, since 2017. First, it's approved in the US, and now several countries around the world. And the price tag for commercially available now is about 15 to 16 million baht per case. So it's really, really expensive. So there's an urgent unmet need for us here in Thailand as a, researcher in medical institute, in medical school, try to develop our own, CAR T cells and other immunotherapy to attack the cancer. So, and we have the program that are working on, different type of these CAR T cells. The good thing is that we have the fourth and fifth generation CAR T cells. Currently in the market is second and third, which is associated with toxicities, but the fourth and fifth generation, hopefully it would be, would be associated with less toxicities and more efficacy. So I think I'll end with that about our flagship innovations.
Thanks very much, Professor Sith, and that's so nice to hear and so reassuring that some of these technologies are becoming within reach of the local population. I remember when I was running Bumrungrad 12 years ago that pharmacogenomics, you had to send a sample to the US and it was just simply unaffordable, but now it's available to everyone. Ajahn Kongkiat, maybe I'll throw to you. Maybe the impression is that in a public teaching hospital, implementation of new research into routine practice may seem easier. But from your perspective, in a private hospital setting, is that the case? Or is there, I heard Professor Sith say a number of times that there's been some collaboration already. So how difficult or how easy is it for you to adopt new research and then implement it into your routine practice?
Thank you for the question. I think as Dr. Sith mentioned about the frontier of the research that allow us to bring the advanced technology to our patient. So BDMS set our role clearly. This is a professor. I am not a professor. So I am a dumb doctor. So the best way to be the dumb doctor, good enough to serve the patient, we have to work with the professor. So BDMS set the role that we set the startup health tech startup investment fund, which is invest only Thai health tech startup. So it means that all the good things from your university, medical school, and research bench, BDMS will look for and invest on that. To invest on this, it's not only, we do not count about the return on investment. We think about how we can create the ecosystem and adoption. So it means when we invest, we put skin in the game. So BDMS itself will be the first adopter. We work with the Percepta, work with the genomic team, feedback how from the bench can scale to the business. So it can bring a sustain both sides. I just come back from the US and I heard about the gene and cell therapy for thalassemia. It costs $3 million US. In Thailand, we have children who have thalassemia, it's about 600,000. So I asked the professor in Oregon Health Science University, why this treatment is so expensive? He said it's not expensive because of the cost of production. The pharmaceutical company calculate the price from the year added. So it means I treat 6 years old child. If he live long, 60 years old, drug company would like to get the share of the life that he can span. So it means if we cannot have the frontier research from university and as a private sector, we don't support to make it happen, we cannot access to this kind of treatment forever because it's too much for us to pay for that. So I think this is the right time that we can work along with each other and support this ecosystem to grow in our Thailand. So that is the thing that I think BDMS would like to play in this part to support, make it happen.
ครับ Thanks for that ครับ Good to know that there's cross collaboration and investment and that some of these technologies, I guess you can bring it to patients in the private sector at a more affordable cost and more timely manner than rather than waiting for it to be imported. Dr. Kit, so from your perspective, what are the barriers that you've seen in translating Thai medical research into commercially viable products, I guess, if you look at it that way?
All right, thanks. Let's bring up my slide, please. Yeah, and before we diving into the challenges and barrier that I'm talking about the life science startup, right? I just want to kind of like to really say appreciation for kind of like Siriraj Hospital, the frontier technologies that the medical school been developing, right? And also like Dr. Kongkiat and BDMS also investing in a Thai local startup. This is great. But if we try to zoom it out, putting my investor hat on, right? And then we say, okay, if we want to make Thailand great again, we might not, it's not enough to kind of like just looking at the local technology. Just like what Dusit just said, we also sometimes licensing technology from Oxford Nanopore, kind of like couple company, right? So when we want to make Thailand great again in terms of healthcare, I think if we zoom out, we want to see how we be able to learn from the others, learn from abroad, right? Yeah, because we say we cannot build everything and developing everything here in Thailand, right? And when we're looking at how we be able to do that, right? Take example of company called Samsung, right? So Samsung, today there's a world-leading mobile phone company developing many AI and also multiple patent, right? But the first thing that Samsung did 50 years ago, they bought a patent from Japanese company to get started. So what I thought, using that story, Thailand probably, if we want to become the medical hub of the world, right? Building the medical tourism industry and also growing in terms of the tourism itself, right? So we need to kind of like working with a global kind of like technology company, startup per se, right? And if you look at starting from the startup from outside Thailand, what are the barriers from the foreign startup if they want to tap into Thai market and collaborating with kind of like the private hospital, public hospital? First thing that they're going to see and they're going to face the challenge is first is all about the regulatory. That I think how we be able to speed things up, right? Yeah, most of the medical device or drug, new drugs or new medicine, they take years in order to pass through those, right? And the second thing is, after they come in, they get FDA approved already, probably they also need to find a local partner, which often in time, maybe they can't find it. They can't find one that's very suitable for them, understand the technology, be able to implement, having the distribution network. Probably they need to come to BDMS for help, right? So that's the second part. And also the third part about the pilot. Before they get the FDA approval, sometimes they might need to do clinical trial, clinical research, kind of like outsourcing organization, how we be able to helping them getting those quickly. So that's a challenge that foreign tech company, especially in healthcare, facing today. When we shifting the gear to Thai, right? So Thai startup or they're also facing different challenges. First, lack of funding. Why? Because right now, if we're asking from the funding from the government, don't compare us to kind of like Singapore or such, right? So Thai startup get around 100,000 US, or probably 105,000, 150,000 US. Yeah, while from the government, from the government grants or support from the government, right? Or maybe angel investor. But in general, startup need probably 500,000 or $1 million US in order to get started. So lack of funding is challenging for Thai startup. Most of the funding, 70% of these startup funding go to Singapore and Indonesia, right? Second, after they get funding, maybe they manage to get funding, then they face another challenge, which is also they never been there, done that before, right? They never asking if any kind of like not a lot of Thai medical device, right? Maybe there's some, but not a lot, that get to sell globally, get US FDA approval. So they don't, not so many be able to do that, right? Because we don't know how to do that. So we need some shortcut. Yeah, so that's second challenge. And also the third challenge is that because of these kind of like regulatory plus the funding plus the ecosystem that is not super mature yet, many startups flock to other countries to set up. A country like in Singapore, probably somewhere in the US. So that's the challenge, right? But what we could learn from some example that we learned along the year that we try to help building this health tech ecosystem here in Thailand. This is one of the case study that I'd like to share. So 5 years ago, we met this company called Quinn, QVIN. So Quinn is the founders is a doctor from Harvard Medical School, dropped out. She's a woman. And her goal is very clear. She wants all the women doesn't need to draw the blood from the hospital anymore. Just use this simple menstrual pad that women throw away every month, right? They put the IP base, like intellectual property, a strip, in the number one, right? The woman after usage, they pull out the strip, put the strip in the envelope or the container in the number two, and then mail it, or maybe using Grab to send it, whatever. Then the next day or the day after, women get the result on their mobile, right? So this is kind of like the world first US FDA approved, to use menstrual pad, for diagnostic. And even more, to make it more sense for Thailand. So in Thailand, so this company already get FDA approval and definitely working with who else? Like BDMS, right? So now you can, woman, number one cancer in women everybody know, right, is cervical cancer. If we ask like women, why you don't go to do pap smear every 5 years, whatever. The reason is because it's the stigma to kind of like go to pelvic examination and doing the pap smear. But with this kind of like menstrual pad, all the women doesn't need to do the pap smear with pelvic examination anymore, just using this pad. Yeah, so this is kind of like what I'm talking about, kind of like the innovation. Yeah, and that's also proof that the challenge, right, that those startups from the US, from Europe, they're facing right now is to find the partner, right, to kind of like solve on the regulatory, right, and also kind of like be able to do the pilot quickly. Yeah, and all of this, if they'd be able to do that, our people, like also university side, be able to learn. Yeah, what I really believe is that Thai people is very creative. So when we say this kind of solution, we might be able to think of something even more innovative, right? But we need to get started. And we need to solve all the barrier in order to get started.
Thank you, Dr. Kit. We might just move on. We've got to change gears a little bit. We've got a room full of investors here. So maybe continuing with you, Dr. Kit, give you a minute to have a drink. Is there enough volume in Thailand for serious investors to invest into some of these startups? Lack of funding is one of them, both in the private sector that you're seeing and perhaps later on for you too, Professor Sith, whether there's room for institutional investors or what types of investors are ideally suited to invest into these startups. Is it only early stage venture capital? Is it private equity, corporate healthcare funds, strategic investors like BDMS? So maybe you first, Dr. Kit, and then Professor Sith.
Yeah, maybe I can follow up with that first, maybe bring another slides up, right? So, yeah, before we talking about investor, and then I think we're lucky to have all the investor in the room today, right? So I think what we need to kind of like combine all the forces is how we be able to turn Thailand and build this opportunity as we need to kind of like make one thing, which is I call health innovation sandbox, right? So this sandbox should be able to solve all the pain that I just described earlier for both Thai startup, regional startup, and also global startup who would like to bring the technology here and also to serve the patient here, right? So that's, definitely, I mean, in order to do that, I think we need to have a couple people, definitely like investor, right? Institutional investor, right? The ecosystem, the hospital, private hospital, right? Also pharma company involved, right? So, and Thailand, we are the land of building the medical device. We have over 500, like the medical device manufacturing company, right? But most of them, I mean the top one basically, yeah, they're producing what? They're producing the glove, right? Medical glove, which is great, right? Building, getting more revenue coming to the country. But if we be able to add more innovation into that, this medical glove AI or whatever, right? So that's on the investor side. Yeah, apart from investor, I think we also need to improve on kind of like this incubator, accelerator, right? So because one of the challenge that I mentioned earlier, yeah, is that most of the startup, Thai startup in particular, they don't know how to file US FDA. We need to have the shortcut, right? And if we have this kind of like incubator, accelerator, we can bring the US startup, European startup, and then let them open up the market for them here, almost 60 million people here, right? But then, in return, we asking them to open up more, how you be able to file US FDA quickly, who is the patent lawyer that you talk to, so that Thai people, professor, medical doctor, PhD student, be able to get this shortcut and be able to grow fast, right? But not go alone, right? The third, we're talking about TTO and TLO, which is Technology Transfer Office or Technology Licensing Office, which is related to university. Because nowadays, I think like in Thailand, we don't have playbook just yet. The playbook, like why MIT, Harvard, Stanford, they'll be able to produce tons of technologies every single day? Because the first day that innovation happened in the university, they already know how much professor will get, how much entrepreneur will get, how much everybody, what going to be incentivize them to doing more, yeah, right? But in Thailand, what I learned from many university, right, is that everything is still, I call hip hop, which means it need kind of like some doctors talk or some professor talking to university licensing office and then disappear for a couple months, coming back, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. So we need to have this kind of like playbook, the template, right? Something that people can get started early on and quickly so that innovation can flourish as well, because money cannot wait, right? And the last thing is, we also need to connect to the world, which means we should do more collaboration, with other, like the other health sandbox in other part of the world. Today, we already have fintech sandbox. We already have digital asset sandbox. Why not health sandbox? That's what I really want to do. And also really want to all the investors in the room to support this initiative.
Thank you, Kap. Maybe Professor Sith, from your viewpoint?
Sure. Can I have my last slide up, please? So I totally agree with Dr. Kit about the sandbox for innovation. And this is probably the way that we can, shorten the development time and also de-risk for the investment as well. And, but first I'd like to show you that our ecosystem for research and innovations in Thailand is evolving. And also the regulatory regulation in terms of Thai FDA, they're also working hard right now. Try to defragment it and also less complicated kind of frameworks for drug and cell and gene therapy registration. So I'll show you, let's focus on the bottom half of these, BC diagram. So we have several, at the government level, Ministry of Higher Education and Science Technology, and also Ministry of Public Health. They have granting agencies, so government grants that provide to, each step of the technology readiness level for research and innovation. And what you can see from the, basic science research down to, national innovation agencies that help with the startup and commercialization. T-cells play a big part for the cell and gene therapy commercialization and also medical device. So it is something that we should, know of the name. And for us as a medical school, so we try to drive innovation and entrepreneurship for our faculty members as well. But I have to admit that innovation is not in our blood. We just started doing research and innovation during the past 20 to 30 years, in contrast to, the Western world that's probably have a strong emphasis in research and innovation for a longer period of time than us. But what we're trying to do is try to, have the right management, have the right structure to support our, faculty and researchers. So at the university level, we have Institute of Innovation and Technology Management called INT. And at Siriraj Hospital itself, we have the EIC, which is Innovation Management Center, try to help our faculty to find, industry partners, try to find government grant to do innovation. And for partnership, as you can see here, we partner with several world-leading universities, such as Oxford, Glasgow, or Oregon State, Oregon Health and Science University, and also a local engineering university, top engineering university in Thailand, Vistec as well. And for industry side, we partner with several startup and also, healthcare industry, for example, BDMS, and also, medtech industry, pharmaceutical industry as well. So now, down at the bottom, what you can see here is kind of what we try to categorize our research and innovation into technology readiness level from TRL1, which is basic science, basic concept, and down to TRL9, which is product service launch. And, at TRL1, 2, 3 is, academia job, it's my job to have our researcher to work hard, try to come up with, good research and also a product. And then, for the industry collaboration, they probably come at TRL 7 to 9 when they know that this product is going to get to the market and they're going to make profit. But the thing that we face, the challenge all the time, not only Thailand but also other countries in the world, is the valley of death. As you can see here, which in the middle TRLs, TRL 4 to 6, from late preclinical development that, with proof of concept that it works in, cells, in animal models, and we start to do clinical research, clinical trials, and this is no man's land. So no one's want to invest in this because it's a bit risky, I would say. But now the government, with the reform of the granting agency landscape, as you can see in the middle, the yellow is PMUC. They provide grant for these TRLs type of product, TRL 4 to 6. But we need investment from industry, from startup to provide support. So what I would say that the investment that from the researcher perspective is that we need the investment in these mid TRLs for us to succeed.
So there is a need there for beyond government grants and private industry established players for investors from other sources. So that's very good to hear that a public teaching hospital can collaborate with private investors and drive this to its full potential. Ajahn Kongkiat ครับ so for investors looking to invest, say, in the Valley of Death, I guess it may be self-explanatory, the term, but what are some other risks that they have to think about before they invest into some of these earlier or mid-stage startups?
As you saw all the information that Professor Sith showed to you, and also Dr. Kit tried to bring the picture. BDMS is a private entity. So when we look at this as a private company, we think about two things. One is the opportunity is there. The second is market is there or not. Okay, this is quite simple in terms of private entity. For healthcare, what do we look for is we found it's not only Thai people, but the people in this region, the number is about 100 million. If you are the friends of economists, they always say if the population is about 100 million, the economy can move, like Japan, Vietnam, even they have nothing, but it can move because the consumption is big enough. So I look for that in this region, the number of population who may need the healthcare now in the future is about 100 million. So the economy size is solvable, feasible. The second is, I think Thailand is quite unique in terms of access to care. We have the National Health Security, who is take care of the whole people in Thailand. But the way that they provide the benefit to the Thai people, I think it's quite advanced. For example, Professor Manop just found that to treat the breast cancer wisely, effectively, you have to do gene tests. A few months, NHSO announced the policy that one who got the breast cancer diagnosis need to do this test. But the rest of the world is a lot of barrier because cost, they have a lot of debate. So it means, I think, in healthcare perspective in Thailand, in terms of access to care, it still have opportunity to accelerate the new frontier, which is benefit to the patient. This is quite unique. I could not find. I talked to the professor in US, they keep complaining about the insurance, do not allowed to do this, not allowed to do this, not allowed to do that. But here is an opportunity. So with this, the size of population, which is the mindset of regulator, is allowed to get the new technology to adopt and accelerate. So it means it can accelerate and put the ecosystem is grow. So that's why VDMS think that this is still opportunity, and we would like to support to make it happen as a sandbox, as Dr. Kit mentioned.
Well, that's really nice to hear. We often paint the regulators in very negative light, as being the barrier for innovation. But it sounds like in Thailand here, when the right product is there, they're fully supportive. It could be rolled out very quickly. Thank you, Kap. Dr. Kit, the question that's come up in every single panel today so far is the talent. Do we have enough talent in Thailand? And if not, what can we do about it to really foster this innovation?
Yeah, I think what be able to attract talent the most should be the ecosystem itself, right? Once we be able to develop the ecosystem that growing, exciting, so top talent will come back. Because if you're looking at the data right now, it's quite frightening, because I just look at the data, people in my age, kind of like 40, 45, we have around 5 million people, male, female combined, right? But if you look at my son, kind of like 0 to 5 years old, we only have 3 million people. So that's 40% going to disappear in 40 years, right? So that's kind of like very frightening to me. So then, how we be able to make these the next generation, they're not going out of the country and work anywhere else, because they become global citizens, because there's so many like the international school these days, right? So I think that's a challenge. So the answer is, if you be able to build stronger Thailand, if you be able to bring back the business, right? That gonna kind of like fostering the ecosystem. And then when those younger generations say, oh, there's still future, I should come back, then you can attract kind of like these talent. So I think there's no better time to build this thing now, or maybe never again.
Hopefully now, with the help of everyone here. We're rapidly running out of time. It's been a fascinating conversation, but maybe just 1 minute from each of the closing statement from each of the panelists about your call to action to people in the room, investors, innovators. If there was one thing you could ask to help progress this and make it happen now, what would it be? I'll start with you.
Okay, thank you so much. And I would like to add a little bit about talents. So as Dr. Kongkiat, Dr. Kit said, so now at Siriraj Medical AI Center, we have total of 7 talents, including 1 from Google Health. We have 2 coming back from London AI Imaging Center, and several people coming from abroad, Thai citizen, and try to work with us now. For one thing that I think we need, and I totally 100% agree with Dr. Kit, is that we need sandbox. The good news is that now we have a sandbox for cell and gene therapy, and is a joint force between government led by Ministry of Public Health, several major medical schools, academic centers, FDA, which is regulators, and we have private company that work in cell and gene therapy business, coming and work together and try to shorten the timeline of development, and this is kind of send a strong signal to all of you here as investors that we work hard, and we and the government support, and hopefully we're gonna have Thai cell therapy or gene therapy that register under the Thai FDA and try to commercialize in Thailand and also in the region.
Yeah, maybe please bring up my last slides. So this is kind of like my daydream. So I using ChatGPT to kind of like portray what the future of Thailand in having the national health sandbox look like. So this is the last message that I want to kind of like say. We need to have that in order to prosper together.
ครับ last word to you ครับอาจารย์ก้องเกียรติ
So for me, I think as you see the whole hours on our discussion, you can see the informal linkage is happening all the time. And this is the thing that I think Thailand for the healthcare development will become one team rather than try to compete on each other. And with this, I think we can leverage better. It's not only about the investment to gain the profit, but you can see we have a chance to invest and to gain people to access to the care. So in the future, profit is one thing, but people and planet is another thing that we have to consider. And all of this is may not count in terms of the bank money or the coin that you can get, but the happiness of the society is a key. That's why BDMS keep doing this, because we want our healthcare system is more sustained for the people of Thailand region and in the world. So that is my conclusion. We are Thai team.
Thank you very much ครับ and on that positive note please join me in round of applause for the panelists. Thank you very much ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you very much for the informative session.